Mashable has a genuinely scary story here for us about the future of privacy. They explain a little notice bill moving through Congress would allow companies to require employees to undergo genetic testing or risk paying a penalty of thousands of dollars, and would let employers see that genetic and other health information. Giving employers such power is now prohibited by legislation including the 2008 Genetic Privacy and Non-Discrimination Law known as GINA. The new bill gets around that landmark law by stating explicitly that GINA and other protections do not apply when genetic tests are part of a workplace wellness program. The bill, H.R. 1313, was approved by a House committee on Wednesday, with all 22 Republicans supporting it and all 17 Democrats opposed. It has been overshadowed by the debate over the House GOP proposal to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, but the genetic testing bill is expected to be folded into a second ACA-related measure. Okay, so this is... Man, I got a chill when I read this, because... I mean, whatever happened to none of your fucking business? So, okay, you work for somebody. You got a boss. Most people do. But if the boss were to ask you something like, hey, did you fuck your wife last night? How was it? Did you put it in her ass? What happened? Give me the information. Are you required to fucking tell him or her that information? No, you're not required to do that. Because, you know what? You may be working for somebody, but private information is private information. And what, are you their fucking slave when you walk in the door? That's how it works? You just got anything and everything, whatever they want. No, of course not, because you're a human being, and you deserve rights as a human being. Well, now they're taking something perhaps even more, this crosses the line even more than your boss digging into your fucking private life and your sex life. They're saying, no, we are going to make it so that you have to give us the results of a genetic test, for example. Wait, what? How about you piss off? Because what are they going to do? What they'll do is, and as we learn more and more about genes and what indicates what, maybe they find a gene, oh, you're 32% likely to get this disease which will incapacitate you down the road. Well, maybe your boss says, I don't want to take that risk. I don't want to spend the money on insurance. I'm going to fire you. I'm going to fire you because you may or may not get a disease down the road that may or may not affect your working ability. Does that seem like it's maybe them having too much information and that they shouldn't be privy to that information? And there's a million ways that this can go. I mean, what happens when we learn, hey, this gene is more related to propensity to crime? Like, okay, there's a whatever percentage chance that this person is more likely to be a criminal than somebody who doesn't have this gene thing, whatever. Well, then they're nobody like that is ever going to get a job, right? Even if you're somebody who has the propensity but you don't do the crime, this is pre-crime. They say, well, you might, so now nobody like that can get a job. What the fuck are we talking about? And the Republicans across the board, the Republicans are like, oh, totally, got to give the business all the information no matter what. Whoa. I thought you guys were against, big government and the intrusion of government. Well, this isn't just the government, this is the business. So in the mind of the Republican, first of all, it's fine when the government does it because they love NSA spying. All of them are for it, save maybe Rand Paul. But, so they loved when the government gets in your private life, and now they want the business to get even more in your private life. Whatever happened to, this is my business, this is none of your business, and you can piss off, and some things are private and they should be private. They say no. The business should have whatever information they want on you, and there's nothing that you can do to fight back against it, and you'll have a $1,000 fine or something, or they might just be able to fire you if you don't give over the information. This is a bad path we're going down, man. To the point where now nothing at all is private. Look, just because somebody's your boss doesn't mean, how disgusting, man, that you get to control every aspect of their life and learn everything about them just because you give them, money for a service? No. There's got to be rules and regulations and limitations to that, because at what point is it really just a form of slavery? I mean, look, that's one of the arguments that's been made for a long time, is that just having the system as it functions right now is wage slavery. So okay, I give you money and you do whatever I want you to do. Well, again, if it's no holds barred and you give the money and anything, so now anything's on the table. So I like the example I gave before. I could force you to tell me, even if you don't want to, what it was like when you fucked your wife last night. No, what the fuck is... There's got to be rules and regulations. And we're moving more and more away from that. And now they want to get literally into your genes and your DNA. I say fuck no. I say no way. Because this is going to lead to irrational fears. This is going to lead to, creating a permanent underclass of people who can't get employed for a variety of reasons that are way beyond their control. I mean, it's your fucking genes. Everybody should be against this. And fuck the 22 Republicans who said, no, let's be for it. I'm in favor of no privacy. Could you imagine when this gets flipped on them, how quickly they would change? But of course, it's the Republican syndrome. Unless it affects you directly and personally, you can't sympathize with it or empathize with it by any stretch of the imagination.